The sky outside hung heavy and gray as Wendy sat opposite Elaine's pristine desk, watching her supervisor leaf through the promotion packet with a look of rehearsed indifference. 5 years of surrendered weekends, skipped family meals, and relentless overtime were compressed into a 20-page portfolio that Elaine barely skimmed before placing it neatly aside. "I appreciate your enthusiasm," Elaine said, adjusting her expensive frames. "But I've reviewed your application carefully. And while your performance has been acceptable, I don't feel you're ready for senior management. Maybe in another year or two." Acceptable. The word landed between us with weight. I maintained the highest client satisfaction scores in the department. I personally salvaged the Lawford account when everyone else had already written it off. I hadn't taken a full weekend off in 3 years, but I only smiled and nodded, wearing the expression I'd perfected over years in corporate life. "I understand. Thank you for the feedback. I'm glad we're aligned," Elaine replied, already glancing at her watch. "The Ellison proposal needs your attention today. They're asking for additional metrics before signing." As I collected my things, Elaine was already typing an email. My career setback erased from her mind. I walked past the corner office that should have been mine, with its glass door and city view where my name belonged. In the parking garage, I sat in my car and studied my reflection in the rearview mirror. The woman staring back at me didn't look sad or angry. She looked deliberate. I started the engine and made 2 decisions that would change everything. I would cancel my upcoming vacation, and I would stop writing my daily operational guides. No one in the office knew it yet, but their flawless system was about to fail without its unseen support. Before I tell you what happened next, you might be wondering why so many people feel trapped in careers where they're overlooked and undervalued. If this story resonates with you, make sure to like and subscribe. I share a new career strategy every week that could change your professional life. Now, back to what happened after that meeting. My name is Amelia Carlton, and until that moment, I was the most dependable employee at Meridian Solutions. Not the most visible, not the highest paid, but the one who kept everything functioning while others received the credit. I'm methodical by nature, with an almost photographic memory for systems and processes. Growing up with 4 younger siblings taught me to fix problems before they spiraled, a skill that translated perfectly into corporate life. When I joined the company 5 years earlier, I inherited absolute chaos. The previous team leader had exited abruptly after a dispute with management, taking all procedural knowledge with them. No documentation, no transition notes, not even passwords to essential systems. Clients were threatening to leave. No one knew how to stabilize things. I spent 3 months reverse, engineering every workflow, staying until midnight decoding spreadsheets and reconstructing client histories. I built detailed guides for every process, color-coded, indexed, and meticulously organized. Elaine never learned these systems. Why would she, when I made everything run seamlessly? "You're a natural problem solver," she'd say in performance reviews, always followed by a modest raise that never reflected my true value. Recently, the company landed a massive contract with Ellison Enterprises, worth millions annually. I built that relationship from scratch, adjusting to overseas time zones and mastering their industry inside and out. Elaine attended exactly 3 meetings, mostly to take credit during executive reviews. Every morning, I arrived at 7:30 to prepare briefing notes for Elaine's 900 management meeting. Every evening, I sent detailed updates on all active projects. Between those hours, I extinguished crises before anyone smelled smoke. The morning after my promotion was denied, something inside me shifted. I arrived at exactly 900. Not earlier, not a minute late, exactly 9. I prepared no briefing notes. I responded only to emails addressed directly to me. When a supplier issue erupted, I forwarded it to the appropriate department instead of resolving it myself. By lunch, 3 coworkers stopped by my desk, visibly confused. "Amelia, did you see the thread about the Lawford scheduling conflict?" Peter from accounts asked. "Yes," I replied, continuing to type. He waited. Nothing came. "So, can you fix it like you usually do?" I looked up calmly. "That falls under procurement. I forwarded it to Diane. His eyebrows lifted. But you always handle these. I've been advised to focus on my assigned responsibilities. I said with a small smile. I want to demonstrate that I understand my place in the organization. At 5:00 p.m., I packed up and left. No overtime. No work taken home. On the drive, I canceled my cabin reservation, the first real vacation I'd planned in years. Instead, I intended to be present for the system's inevitable breakdown. That evening, my phone buzzed repeatedly with work notifications. I silenced it and spent time with my daughter, Elena, baking chocolate chip cookies for the first time in months. As we laughed over misshapen dough, a weight lifted from my shoulders. Mom, why are you home early? Elena asked, licking batter from a spoon. I paused, considering how to explain office politics to a 10-year-old. I decided my time was valuable, I said, and I wanted to spend more of it with you. She smiled brightly. Can we do this again tomorrow? Absolutely. I promised, ignoring my vibrating phone. By the next morning, cracks were already showing. The Ellison client requested urgent changes to their implementation plan, changes only I knew how to execute. Elaine tried to lead the response team, but quickly floundered without my briefings. Where are the process notes for Ellison? She demanded at 10:30, standing at my desk. They're in the shared drive. I replied pleasantly. Client implementations. I mentioned it in last month's meeting. There are hundreds of files. She snapped. I opened the folder. The master document is titled Ellison Enterprise Integration, Complete Process Documentation, organized by module. She stared at the 200-page file in horror. Can't you just handle this? The client is waiting. I'd be happy to, I said. But I have the quarterly compliance review this afternoon. I can address Ellison tomorrow morning. Her jaw tightened. This can't wait. Would you like me to delay the compliance review? It's due to regulators today. She left without responding, heels clicking sharply down the hallway. That evening, I turned off work notifications and took Elena to the park. My phone stayed silent as I watched her swing, laughter filling the air. When we got home, I checked my work phone once. 79 missed calls. Voicemails ranged from confused to frantic to furious. The Ellison team threatened to walk. 3 systems failed, all documented in guides no one read. The compliance report remained unfinished. I slept better than I had in years. The next morning, I arrived again at exactly 900. The office was chaos. Colleagues rushed between rooms. Elaine gestured wildly on a video call. The regional director's assistant paced nearby. I sat down and calmly organized my tasks. Where have you been? Peter whispered urgently. Everything's collapsing? I left at 500, I said. My hours are 9 to 5, but Ellison. That process is documented, I said. No one understands your documentation without you, he exclaimed. Before I could reply, Elaine's assistant appeared. Emergency meeting. Now. I entered the conference room where Elaine sat with Regional Director Byron Wallace. Amelia, Byron said with relief. We need your help. I sat down. How can I assist? Elaine cut in. What will it take to fix this? The promotion is yours. I tilted my head. That's generous, but a competitor has offered me senior management with a significant raise. They believe I'm qualified. Silence fell. You're leaving? Byron asked. I haven't decided. Name your price, he said. It's not just money, I replied. It's respect. I placed my resignation letter on the table. Here's my 2 weeks' notice. Byron intercepted it. This won't be necessary, he said. Come speak with me privately. As I followed him, I realized the company was finally learning my value. His office was sleek and impressive. I've been watching your work, he admitted, apparently not closely enough. He asked what it would take to keep me. Recognition, compensation, authority. He offered a new role, Director of Operational Systems, double my salary, direct reporting to him. I hesitated. A fresh start, I said. He countered with reason. I asked for the weekend. On Monday morning, I returned early. I accepted his offer with 2 conditions. I'd build my own team, and Elaine would keep her role. He agreed. The announcement went out at 10:00 a.m. My inbox flooded. Colleagues suddenly noticed me. Elaine handed me a folder later that day. "You'll present this tomorrow." Before leaving, she said quietly, "I didn't block your promotion because you were incapable. I couldn't afford to lose you." "That's the problem," I replied. That night, I stayed late planning. 3 months later, the transformation was undeniable. 6 months later, I left work at 500 productive. Elena asked. "Yes?" I said. That evening, a text arrived. "Board approved your promotion to VP, unanimous." Elaine gave the strongest recommendation. I smiled. This wasn't revenge, it was recognition. Sometimes the most powerful response to being underestimated isn't anger. It's proving your worth so clearly it can never be denied again. If you've ever felt invisible at work, remember this: the skills that make you indispensable are the same ones that qualify you for leadership. Don't wait to be seen. Make it impossible to ignore.